I like to be unique. I like to be different. I think the unique is very rare to find nowadays.
Wow. I'm a little bit in shock. I just always thought of myself as Puerto Rican, you know, half Puerto Rican. I didn't think I was, my family was originally from Spain and slaveholders.
Yeah. So how are you feeling, my friend?
First, I was deeply disappointed.
The slave thing is a bummer.
It's a bummer. I
can't control it.
I still believe, I still believe in reparations, by the way, so y'all can stop texting me and emailing me and saying that I'm a white girl and that I don't deserve reparations.
One of the things I think about, and one of the reasons why I'm on the show, is because of the comments that were made, frankly, on this show, that the only way for a young African-American kid to be successful in this country is to be the exception and not the rule. That is a dangerous, offensive, disgusting message to send to our young people today, that the only way to succeed is by being the exception.
What happens when on-air criticism turns into a potential crime? Sunny Hostin of The View is finding out the hard way. After explosive comments about Melania Trump, she's not just facing a lawsuit, we're talking about the very real possibility of criminal charges. Is this the end of The View as we know it, and could Sunny Hostin actually face jail time? This story is explosive. The broadcast of The View that sparked this legal firestorm began innocently enough, but quickly devolved into something else entirely. Sunny Hostin, known for her strong opinions, turned her sights on Melania Trump and things got ugly. Sources say her monologue was less about policy and more about personal demolition. She didn't just criticize Melania's political stances, she seemed to question her very integrity as a person. Rumors and whispers about Melania's family and personal choices were brought into the light, dissected, and amplified on national television. Many watching felt Hostin had crossed a crucial line, venturing into territory that was not only harsh, but arguably completely out of bounds.
And your son rushes into the room,
Yes.
and he had been told, your son is in college, I understand, but he's still your child. This is his father. How difficult was that to have that conversation?
Very difficult. Very difficult. He was outside playing sport, and he rushed in, and was very, very difficult.
And then a few weeks later, there's another attempt on your husband's life at your golf course. Where were you, and what was your reaction to this attempt?
I was in New York City, actually, and I saw it on the television. And as soon as I saw it on television, I called again, and he was okay, because Secret Service were great. The guys that they were with him, they were fantastic. And I think both of the events, they were really miracles. If you really think about it, the July 13 was a miracle, like that much, and he could, he could not be with us.
Melania Trump's response to Sunny Hostin's on-air attack was swift and decisive, but it was also unprecedented. She didn't just shrug it off or issue a statement, she unleashed her legal team, and they came armed with more than just a typical civil lawsuit. They are reportedly pursuing criminal defamation charges. Let that sink in. Criminal charges for defamation are incredibly rare in modern media. This isn't about a slap on the wrist, this is about potentially holding Sunny Hostin and possibly others at The View, criminally liable for their words. Suddenly this feud isn't just about hurt feelings, it's about the very real prospect of jail time. Is it possible Sunny Hostin was just speaking her mind, or was there something more calculated at play? Melania's legal team is leaning heavily towards the latter. They're reportedly gathering evidence to suggest this wasn't just one person going rogue. The narrative they're building is that The View fostered a culture where targeting certain public figures, particularly Melania Trump, was not only tolerated but encouraged. Insiders are even alleging that producers pressured Hostin to be edgy and provocative, knowing full well her comments could cross legal boundaries, all in the name of ratings. This isn't just about one person's words. It's about a potentially systemic issue within the show itself.
And he normally doesn't call for that one screen. He waits till the end of the speech. So just looking at that screen allowed him to turn his head.
Yeah.
And he said it was providential. Does this make you believe in it more, in a higher power? How has that been for you?
I think something was watching over him. I think it's almost like can't really meet him.
That maybe God's sparing his life?
Yes.
And then we were told this week, and we were told that authorities have already known this for a while, that there was an Iranian plot to kill your husband. So I watched this video that you released on social media questioning the first assassination attempt. For the second one, if they knew that there was this plot, why didn't they sweep the golf course?
You know, it's interesting how quiet and everything became, all of the mainstream media.
If the lawsuit
Remember Sunny Hostin's initial bravado, that tough-talking on-air persona it might be cracking under pressure? What started as a lawsuit dismissal is reportedly turning into full-blown panic behind the scenes. The prospect of criminal charges has apparently changed everything. Insiders are whispering about frantic legal consultations and a desperate search for an escape route. The options on the table? Things that would be deeply humiliating for someone like Hostin. Eating crow with a public apology, issuing a groveling on-air retraction of her words. These aren't signs of strength, they're signs of a cornered individual realizing the immense trouble they're in. The fallout from Melania Trump's legal move could be far more devastating than just personal repercussions for Sunny Hostin. This case has the potential to trigger a full-blown crisis for The View and potentially the network behind it. Imagine the implications if evidence emerges of a deliberate culture of targeting and reckless commentary encouraged from the top down. The show's reputation, already built on controversial opinions, could be severely tarnished. Advertisers might get nervous, viewership could plummet. This isn't just about legal liability, it's about a potential institutional meltdown. The very brand of The View, built over years, could be on the line, facing an existential threat unlike anything it has seen before. This case isn't just playing out in courtrooms, it's playing out in the court of public opinion, and the jury is deeply divided. Melania's supporters are vocal and passionate. They see this as a long overdue stand against media bias and unchecked attacks on public figures. For them, it's simple. Sunny Hostin went too far and needs to be held responsible for the harm caused. They believe this is about justice and protecting individuals from defamation. However, critics are equally fervent in their opposition. They argue that this lawsuit is a dangerous weaponization of the legal system to silence criticism, especially against powerful figures like the Trumps. They fear a chilling effect on journalists and commentators, making them hesitant to speak truth to power. This case has become a flashpoint in the ongoing debate about free speech and media accountability in the modern age. The legal battle between Melania Trump and Sunny Hostin is more than just a celebrity feud. It's a high-stakes showdown with potentially massive consequences. Regardless of the outcome, this case has already sent shockwaves through the media landscape. The threat of criminal charges for on-air remarks is unprecedented in recent memory, and it has everyone in the industry watching nervously. Will this case embolden public figures to pursue more aggressive legal action against critical media? Will it lead to a chilling effect on free speech? Or will it usher in a new era of responsibility and accountability? The answers are still unknown, but one thing is certain: the world of media and public discourse may never be quite the same after this. The aftershocks of this legal earthquake are just beginning to be felt.